Orca surges up from the darkness, breaking the surface with tightly stored power. Its massive body blends speed and intelligence into a perfectly coordinated strategy. Every approach is precisely calculated, guided by deep hunting instinct. Not only prey, but even other predators are forced into a reactive position. As the ocean's surface erupts, which creature still has a chance to slip beyond that control? The great white shark has long reigned as a symbol of power along wild coastal waters. Reaching about 15 feet in length and weighing over 2,000 pounds, it dominates much of its prey through a highly refined electroreception system. At the first sign of unusual movement, it shifts direction, keeps its distance, and prepares to accelerate. Yet against the orca, the balance quickly begins to shift. Offshore, the orca does not engage head-on, but circles at the perimeter, constantly adjusting position to influence the shark's path. The shark attempts to keep its belly downward, rotating its body to protect a sensitive position. But in a single mistimed moment, the orca accelerates, closes in from the side, and delivers a controlled, rolling push. The shark is turned upside down, a state that temporarily limits its ability to respond. As the shark loses control, the orca maintains a safe distance while applying steady pressure. Every movement is calculated to reduce risk and maximize efficiency. Observations from the Farallon Islands, South Africa, and the Gulf of California show this pattern repeating with remarkable consistency. The energy gained afterward becomes a key advantage, shared within the pod's social structure. In the freezing heart of Antarctica, seals rest atop drifting ice like some of the ocean's most resilient inhabitants. With large body mass and thick layers of blubber, they turn isolated ice floes into secure resting platforms, protected from most threats below. But that fragile boundary is quickly tested when a pod of orca appears. What once seemed like a stable refuge begins to shift under the movement of the ocean. When a potential target is identified, the orcas deploy a wave-washing strategy to dislodge the seal from the ice edge. Rather than approaching directly, they swim in tight coordination, releasing force at precisely the right moment to generate a series of powerful waves. An ice floe that once offered safety suddenly becomes an unstable platform. This technique demands near-perfect timing, often involving around 7 consecutive waves in a single attempt. If the rhythm is off, the energy disperses. Too early, the seal becomes alert. Too late, the opportunity fades. Field observations show this is far from a random act. A young orca can spend nearly 5 years learning and refining this method within its pod. The accumulation of knowledge across generations has shaped them into some of the most adaptive hunters in the ocean. Along gently sloping beaches, sea lions often use shallow waters to rest and observe their surroundings. An adult can reach swimming speeds of over 25 miles per hour in deeper water, but on land, their mobility is significantly reduced. Offshore, an orca emerges as a powerful body stretching beyond 20 feet, quietly preparing an extraordinary strategy. To overcome such a resilient opponent, this ocean predator elevates the hunt into a calculated act of intentional stranding. Rather than waiting, it accelerates from offshore, driving straight toward the shoreline at speeds approaching 30 miles per hour. It surges onto the beach, using immense momentum to close the distance in an instant. Once it secures the sea lion, the massive hunter skillfully shifts with the returning wave, guiding itself back into deeper water. This behavior carries significant risk, placing the predator at the edge of survival where a danger of becoming stranded is always present. Yet in the wild, remarkable outcomes rarely come to those that remain cautious. To achieve such precision, it must push beyond its own limits. Orcas and dolphins share a remarkably complex relationship. From a taxonomic perspective, the orca is actually the largest member of the dolphin family. They share high intelligence, tightly structured social systems, and advanced communication methods. Yet evolution has placed them in a tense dynamic, where one becomes the hunter and the other the target. When the distinct clicks and whistles of orcas are detected, a pod of dolphin immediately shifts into a state of alarm while still trying to maintain formation. They accelerate to full speed, launching repeated high leaps above the surface to reduce water resistance and disrupt the predator's focus. To counter prey with superior swimming speed, orcas rely on coordinated group tactics. They spread out in multiple directions, moving in parallel lines to force the dolphins into sustaining maximum speed over extended periods. Under constant pressure, some individuals begin to lose rhythm. At that moment, the largest orca moves in, delivering a powerful, well-timed impact that sends the target airborne, disrupting its orientation. The pursuit can continue for hours, becoming a test of endurance. Through precise coordination, orcas achieve hunting success rates approaching 70%. This natural filtering process indirectly supports evolution, preserving the strongest traits within dolphin populations for future generations. The humpback whale is one of the largest creatures ever to inhabit the planet. An adult can reach lengths of around 50 feet and weigh close to 88,000 pounds. Its long pectoral fins and massive tail provide strong defensive capability in the open ocean. Yet during long-distance migrations, even these giants face challenges from the orca. A pod of nearly 20 orcas quickly establishes a coordinated formation by splitting into two distinct groups. The first group moves in with direct pressure toward the mother whale, drawing her attention and forcing a defensive response. The second group positions itself strategically, using their bodies as a barrier to separate the calf from its mother. Once the calf is isolated, the orcas take turns approaching, limiting its movement and making it difficult to maintain a steady breathing rhythm. Sustained pressure over time gradually weakens the young whale. Even so, orcas rarely target a fully grown, healthy humpback, as the risk from powerful tail strikes and immense size is significant. But when facing a juvenile that has not yet reached full size, the balance of this survival encounter shifts entirely. In the vast ocean, physical strength only becomes decisive when guided by refined strategy. Each spring, the gray whale begins one of the longest migrations in the animal kingdom. From the warm waters off Mexico to the cold Arctic seas, it must pass along the coast of California, where pods of orca that specialize in marine mammals are often present. Compared to the humpback whale, gray whales have more limited speed and response, making them more vulnerable once detected. When a target is identified, the orcas quickly form an arc-shaped formation to block its direction of travel. The encounter intensifies as individuals take turns closing in at speeds approaching 30 miles per hour. The mother whale positions herself between the hunters and her calf, at times lifting the young onto her back to create distance. The pursuit can stretch across dozens of miles, gradually wearing down the pair's physical endurance. However, if they reach very shallow coastal waters, they may temporarily reduce the risk. Pressure from these encounters has shaped the migration behavior of gray whales. They often choose routes closer to shore, accepting longer distances to improve survival chances for the next generation. Meanwhile, orcas continue to adapt flexibly to each situation, taking advantage of emerging opportunities. In the icy waters along the edge of Antarctic ice, Adelie penguin are forced to enter the ocean to hunt small fish and krill. Weighing only about 12 pounds, these small animals are highly skilled swimmers, always alert to danger. Yet every movement is closely monitored by a group of orca patrolling slowly offshore. The moment the presence of this apex predator becomes visible, the atmosphere shifts instantly. The penguins tighten their formation, gathering near the ice edge to reduce exposure to open water. But the ocean remains their only food source, and they cannot stay on land while hungry chicks wait at the colony. Recognizing this pressure, the orcas coordinate their positions, waiting for the right water conditions to act. The reward from a single penguin may be small, but the true value lies in the strategy itself. Through these encounters, younger orcas refine their observation and coordination skills, gradually learning to navigate and control their environment. Hyenas engage through tightening formations and relentless pressure. In the hunt, they do not rely on individual strength, but prevail through coordinated discipline as a group. Each step forward reduces space and disrupts the rhythm of response. Even other predators remain cautious in the face of such sustained pressure. In the wild, what is more formidable than an opponent that never lets go? Across Africa, the African buffalo stands like a living fortress, nearly impossible to breach. An adult can weigh around 1,800 pounds, equipped with a solid, fused set of horns that curve into a natural shield. Physical strength combined with herd discipline allows them to maintain a powerful defensive system, one that keeps many predators at a distance. Yet even the strongest structure can reveal moments of vulnerability. From far across the landscape, a clan of spotted hyenas detects signs of weakness within the herd. Their sharp sense of smell allows them to identify a target without moving too close. This time, it is a mother that has recently given birth, with reduced energy reserves. Aware of the danger posed by the horns, the hyenas avoid direct engagement. They move along the outer edges, applying pressure from multiple directions and creating constant disturbance to disrupt focus. The steady pace forces the mother to keep turning, while the calf gradually drifts away from the center of protection. The encounter closes in the quiet of the grassland. For hyenas, success rates often remain below 60%. On the savanna, nature never grants a permanent advantage to any one species. On the Serengeti grasslands, spotted hyenas are not merely opportunists, but strategists of endurance. Their targets often include wildebeest, weighing around 550 pounds, a powerful animal that demands coordination and careful pacing to overcome. The pursuit does not begin with maximum speed. Instead, the clan spreads out, maintaining a steady pace of about 37 miles per hour under intense heat. They take turns in the chase, applying continuous pressure over distances exceeding 3 miles, gradually disrupting the target's stability. As the running rhythm begins to slow, the formation tightens. There is no need for a single decisive burst, as the accumulated pressure steadily shifts the balance. By the time the encounter comes to a close, much of the hyena's food supply comes from active hunts. This highlights a key principle. Endurance and the ability to control pace are the true deciding factors in their hunting strategy. Zebras, symbols of endurance on the open plains, remain among the most difficult targets for hyenas to approach. An adult can reach speeds of over 40 miles per hour, with powerful rear kicks that force predators to keep their distance. Yet across the grasslands of East Africa, spotted hyenas remain willing to challenge them. Weighing around 180 pounds, they do not rush in recklessly, but rely on persistence to wear their target down. When one individual begins to slow or loses rhythm after a long run, pressure quickly builds from the edges of the group. The zebra reacts instantly, lowering its center of gravity and delivering sharp backward kicks to push the pursuers away. Under that resistance, the hyenas spread out, keep their distance, and then regroup once more. After miles of pursuit under intense heat, the zebra's pace begins to fade. Its kicks become less frequent and lose precision. The strain becomes visible on a body weighing around 770 pounds. Eventually, it can no longer maintain a safe distance, and the encounter comes to a close. This is not only a test of strength, but a measure of discipline and endurance. If hyenas rely on endurance and the pressure of numbers, African wild dogs stand out through speed and precise coordination. Weighing only around 70 pounds, this predator achieves a success rate close to 80%, among the highest on the savanna. Yet just as a hunt comes to an end, and the pack begins to share its meal, familiar calls echo from a distance. Hyenas appear along the edges, keeping their distance as they observe and wait for the right moment. The pressure does not come from speed, but from persistence and the ability to exploit small gaps in the opposing formation. A single misstep from one wild dog can quickly shift the balance. The hunters that had just succeeded are suddenly forced into a defensive position. As more hyenas gather, pressure builds around exposed openings, eventually pushing the pack to abandon the meal and withdraw to preserve their strength. On the savanna, this is more than a contest over food. It is a test between two survival strategies: where coordination and the ability to maintain rhythm determine who leaves with the final reward. Spotted hyenas and lions stand as two of the most formidable rivals on the savanna, where every encounter reveals the intense pressure of survival. While lions possess superior physical strength, hyenas can shift the balance through coordinated discipline, endurance, and constant pressure. Encounters often begin when a male lion, or a weakened individual, becomes separated from the group in the open grassland. From the edges of the brush, short calls signal others to join. Once the formation reaches roughly 4 to 1, the hyenas avoid direct confrontation. They rotate positions, forcing the lion to turn repeatedly and gradually lose its advantage. Under the harsh heat of the savanna, this sustained pressure can disrupt even a powerful big cat, often leading it to withdraw. Hyenas become especially effective when a lion has just finished a hunt and its energy is already reduced. With strong coordination, they arrive at the right moment, using sound, formation, and steady pressure to push the situation in their favor. Without needing a prolonged pursuit, the group can gain the advantage through persistence and timing. This rivalry reveals a clear pattern. Individual strength may dominate a single moment, but disciplined teamwork shapes the balance of survival over time. Spotted hyenas are formidable not only when facing prey and competing predators, but also within their own society. In this system, a strict matriarchal structure determines power, access to food, and breeding opportunities. When status is challenged, they may even turn against members of their own kind. Within a clan, females hold the highest rank and maintain clear dominance. They gain priority access to food and pass that advantage on to the next generation. But when an older individual begins to lose control, or when lower-ranking alliances sense an opportunity, internal conflict can rise quickly. These encounters serve to reshape the social hierarchy. With a bite force often noted at around 1,000 pounds per square inch, hyenas apply pressure through gripping force, rapid vocalizations, and the collective presence of allied individuals. Those that lose position can be pushed to the lower levels of the system. Tension intensifies during the dry season, when food becomes scarce and survival pressure builds across the entire clan. In those moments, the ability to hold a place within the group becomes essential. In that world, members of the same species are not only support, but at times the most demanding challenge of all. The African savanna is home to many animals with remarkable strength. Yet the rhinoceros holds a unique position, defined by its ability to defend itself. A hide nearly 2 inches thick acts as natural armor, combined with a horn around 3 feet long, enough to keep many predators at a distance, including lions. But that advantage is not absolute, especially when patient hunters begin to emerge from the edges of the landscape. During periods of food scarcity, spotted hyenas begin to test these limits. At first, they approach an adult showing signs of weakness. Despite sustained pressure, the thick hide and powerful charges of an animal weighing over 4,000 pounds quickly push them back. Rather than extending the risk, the clan shifts toward a more accessible target. They redirect their focus to a mother and calf. With persistence, they follow closely, creating constant disturbance to divide the mother's attention and search for an opening around the smaller individual. The standoff stretches over several hours until fading light begins to change the conditions. With stronger night vision and lasting endurance, the hyenas gradually gain control of the situation. Even when they cannot overcome a fully healthy opponent, hyenas stand out for their adaptability. They readily make use of remains from natural causes rather than exceeding their limits. In the wild, this reflects a lesson about timing, boundaries, and choice. In the ocean, the orca not only hunts, but also shapes the order of survival. Every movement carries precision refined over long periods of time. The vast expanse of water becomes an advantage under its control. If you want to keep following these moments, be sure to like and subscribe. Because somewhere else, another survival encounter is already waiting to unfold.